السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Alhamdulillah, we continue with our lesson 1.2 and continue how do we actually identify the Isim in the Quran. There are four ways or the four identification that we can actually try to decipher whether the word in the Quran is an Isim or not. Why is it important? As we can see before that to differentiate between the isms and the verbs and the fi'ils and the haraf, so that you actually can start to understand how the words are related, meaning and only an ism can be a subject and or an object, right? So that's how you start to understand. So the ism in the Quran, there are four ways to recognize them. You have here you have the, as we can see before, alif lam al, that will make it a definite isim, a definite item. Alif lam, any word that begins with an alif lam is an isim definitely. And original form will be the tanwin, whether it's the fathataini, kasrataini, or dhamataini. So whether it's like this example, mutashabihan. This is fatatani and mutahharatan. It can be mutahharatun or mutahharatin to make it an isim. So as long as a tanwin present at the last letter of the word, then it will be an isim. Thirdly, you identify by the last letter having a kasra. The E sound in this case fit dini. Fi will be the preposition at dini here, at dini with the kasra at the last letter, and the nun here will make it an isim. And Rabbi, there are two words actually. Rabbihim, your Lord, their Lord, their Lord. Then will be Rabbi. Rabbi will have a kasra here, therefore Rabbi is an isim. And finally, there is the meaning of the word, because the meaning of the word. Like Maulana here, our helper, Rabbana, our God, and Allah. Okay. Some of the words here, if you cannot identify this as an isim or not, then you can actually refer to the Quran app that you will be using to determine whether the words are an isim or not. Otherwise, you can use the other three to identify that those words are isim. Right. Next, isim or noun, they have gender and number. Like English, you have gender, male and female, and number. Only that in numbers, for Arabic, there will be not two singular, plural. There will be singular, dual, and plural. You have a gender, you have masculine, which the term used muzakkar, and feminine, mu'annas. Mu'annas as a mu'annas feminine, and then number. Number, you have mufrad for single, and you have dual, musanna, and jama' plural. So for Arabic, three or more items will be plural. If there's only two, we call dual. There's a special word for it, and single. So how do you recognize that? Okay, let's look at this table now. We have example for the root word sim lam mim. Salam, sim lam mim. Here you have the table. You have what we call the singular. You have the dual and the plural. Here you have masculine and feminine. Masculine and feminine, an example of plural. Let's see how the forms of the words. Okay, the first one, as we have seen before this, Muslimun. A Muslim, you have a tanwin here, and all isms by default are dhamataini at the end. And Muslim, start with dhamataini. It will change only when it becomes an object or a preposition, right? There's for singular, for dual, you have add an alif and a nun at the back, right? Alif and a nun. Then Muslimani, and this alif will normally represent being dual, whether in the noun form or in the verb form. And plural will be Muslimuna. Muslimuna, Muslims. Muslimuna. Muslimuna. with a wow nun. And the wow here, and most words and all words, most words, sorry, most words, isim or verb, with, when there's a wow present at the last part of the word, will represent plural. So you have Muslimun, a tanwin, Muslimani, and Muslimuna. Singular, dual, plural for male, masculine. For feminine, for a singular, just add a ta marbuta, a round ta. There are two forms of ta that we call the round ta and the open ta. The open ta. This is the open, this is the close. Or you call here the round ta, this is a normal ta. So Muslimatun will be a Muslimah, a female Muslim, Muslimatun, yeah, being singular. And this will normally isim that end with a ta marbuta or ta with a round ta is for a female. And Muslimatani at the end of the last word just add an alif and nun. Same goes here, alif and nun. Muslimatani for two Muslimas, and Muslimatun and alif, and the big ta or the normal ta, Muslimatun, that gives you a Muslimas, the plural for Muslimas, for female Muslims. Okay, singular, dual, plural for feminine, and followed by a baitun, another example, a house, baitani, two houses, and buyut. Notice that this is what you call the first two forms, the Muslimuna and Muslimatun, which we call Jama' Salim, the safe Jama', I mean the normal Jama' that follows the format. Okay, will almost nouns will come for masculine will end up for plural is Muslimuna, and for feminine is Muslimatun with alif ta. But this form, buyutun, is what called the Jama' Taksir, the broken form. It does not follow the format, the formal or the normal format, we call Jama' Salim. So this one is only known through vocabulary. Okay, you have to recognize it. And the others is to follow the format, but most is to follow the normal format. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Let's go next one. All right. Now let's practice this. For that, now we practice how to recognize each word. First, you need to separate the words. Try to identify the separate the words, and then identify the root word. There are three letters so that it can give you to understand the basic meaning of the words. Right? Thereafter, you identify whether an isim or not. Okay, let's practice for this first one. We have Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We have B, which is a preposition, which means with. Ismi, okay, there's actually an ismi. There should be an alif or hamza before sin, but in the Quran, the easiness to speak a word or to say a word actually to make you to make it easy for the Arabs or non-Arabs to speak the words overcomes the spelling. In this case, bi ismi is the alif is actually drop, and you have bismi. So the alif sin mim, the three words there. Alif sin ismi name. Allah, we have Allahi, we have kasrah here is a verb, is a noun. Ar-Rahmani, and so kasrah there, and Ar-Rahimi. So Ar-Rahmani, the root word is Rahamim. Rahman. Ar-Rahmani, there's actually a mubalara, meaning that it has it's an extreme meaning. Allah, the most gracious, Ar-Rahimi, the most merciful. And same word Rahamim, but the ya here, and the nun here makes the difference. Okay? Okay, so all these are isims except for B. Yasin are two letters. Okay, Yasin. Two letters. You don't have to. It is not the word. Wal Qur'anil Hakim. You can have wa. It actually is a wa here is means and or a continuation. Wa Al Qur'anil Hakim. Here you have alif lam. Is meaning that it's an isim. Then you have the three letters that makes the word is qaf, ra, hamza. Qira'a, qara'a means read. Al-Qur'ani and the nun here mungkin is the reading. Okay, the Quran itself. Wal Qur'ani means this wow actually is by the Quran. Is wow custom. And well, Al-Hakimi, you have alif lam. That is additional. So the root word is ha, kaf, mim. The ya is additional, making it Bumbala, meaning the next term. Al-Hakim, meaning the most wise. So, Wal Quran al-Hakim, by the Quran, or by the most wise Quran. Right? Then you have Inna kala minal mursalin. Inna is itself a preposition. Ka is means you, is a proper noun, is a pronoun, sorry. And you have la, another haraf, and min, another haraf means from. And al-mursalin, this is alif lam, this is the noun. Okay, this is the noun. Alif lam. And you have mim, ra, sim, la, ya, nun. The root word is ra, sim, lam, rasul. Rasul, risala. So al-mursalin in the form of active noun is the one being sent. Ya, nun is being plural in the object form. Okay, al-mursalin. So I will not study the whole thing, explain the whole thing. You can read that later on. And let's go to the next one. We have the pronouns. The pronouns in Arab, there will be 14 of them. Okay, you have huwa, huma, hum, ana, nahnu. You have he, they, two males, they, home for they males, here, she, huma, they, two persons female, and hunna, okay, they female. You have anta, you male, antuma, you two male, and antum, you plural male. Anti, you female. Antuma, you two female. Antunna, you plural female. Ana, I, and nahnu, we. Notice that the third person form is the one that exists most, present most in the Quran. Huwa, and anta, and ana, and nahnu. Just try to recollect these three. Huwa, huma, hum. Here, huma, hunna, but being huwa, huma, hum is the most one that present in the Quran. And anta, antuma, antum. Anta means you, you singular, and ana, I, and nahnu, we. Notice that we for two persons and we for many will be same form, nahnu. And for the dual, whether it's male or female, the same, antuma, antuma, and huma, huma. Okay, just try to recognize the huwa, huma, hum, because that is the one will be mostly present in the Quran. And next one, I'll not go through this exercise. Okay, let's identify the noun and determine whether it's masculine or feminine. You can go, just use this example. Kul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq. You have al-falaqi, alif lam is a noun. And rabbi is also a noun because of the kasra, the last letter. So rabbi, by spelling, doesn't have a round ta, it's singular. And al-falaqi is also singular because it doesn't have waw nun at the end or the big ta. The plural would be somewhere. Okay, you have there here. Shamri is also a noun with the fat of your kasra here. Okay, it's a noun and it will be singular and it has no tanwin, but it is what you call a kasra. Same goes Shamri is a noun and ra sikin is also a noun because of the tanwin kasrataini. And here an-nafasati, there's a big ta here. It's in isim with the alif lam, and you have a big ta here, meaning it's a plural female here, right? And there will be alif lam with isim will be a singular masculine word. And you have the same hasidin is also an isim in the form of a verbal noun with an alif here, and it's a tanwin there. Tanwin there, hasidin, so it's a noun in the singular form, right? Plural form would be al-kafiruna. Okay, this alif lam, kafiruna, you have waw nun. This will be the plural form, and male. Okay, this is the verb. Let's go to the abiduna. Same goes. It's also a verbal noun. Abiduna be plural, and abidun will be the singular form with a tanwin, and waw nun will be the plural form, abidun. Right? We shall continue. Right. Now, isim have what they call for the proper nouns, for the pronouns, how is it written in the Quran, whether it's connected to the word before it, whether the word could be a noun or a verb, and the way it's written, whether it's separated or connected. Meaning like this one, if is antuma is separated, I mean it stands by itself, not connected to any words before it. But if it's written that's connected, it will be kuma. Antuma is kuma. Antum will become kum, and anti become ki. You don't say kitabu anti, you say kitabu ki. And antuma, same goes kuma. Antuna, kunna, and ana, the last letter there in the word be kitabi or the kitabani, right? And we have huwa in the separate form when it's connected to the word before it becomes hu, huma, same as huma, hum and hum. Here becomes ha, with the female, singular female. Huma, same huma, hunna, hunna, and anta becomes ka. Okay, when the proper pronouns are connected to the noun before it or to the verb before it, it automatically becomes the object of that noun or that verb. So, as in the Quran, when the proper noun or the pronouns are connected to the words before it, the words before it could be either be a noun or a verb. Automatically, that noun or that pronoun will be the object of the word before it. Okay? Right. This example, you can say alaika, ka here will be the pronoun, anta, you, male, and alaika would be the ka will be the object of alai. Right? We have again bilhaqli qawmi, we don't have there. Inna fil arna ala fil ardi wa ja'ala ahlaha ha here is a pronoun, means she. Ahlaha means this pronoun is the object of ahlaha, the people of her people. And then hahani will actually refer to al-ardi. The earth is referred as female as feminine in Arabic. Okay, and we have next one minhum, meaning home with the object of min, and we have abna'ahum. Home will be connected to abna'a, only that because in the writing, the way it's written, hamza cannot be connected to home. Okay, but in forms of grammar, these two words are connected. Right? And nisa'ahum, the same condition. And innahu, who here would be huwa. Okay, innahu, so who will be the object of inna. So that's how actually to recognize the words, the isim in the Quran. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.